Okay. What's up? Hello, hello. Mm-mm. Okay. Thank you, Brady, for the super chat already. Yeah, the board is still kind of wet, so um, I'll write your name down once it's dry. But hey, hey. Yeah. My chat section is it's not showing properly. So I might have a hard time reading chat. Maybe I can use my phone. Okay. McLovin, Eric, Lloyd. Hello, hello. Thanks for joining. Actually, if you guys follow like Japan news, my area, my prefecture that I live in, recently got hit by heavy rain, super heavy rain, and some places are flooded. My area also flooded, but it was like up until our knees kind of flood. Um, so it was not devastating. To be honest, I'm kind of used to it. um, used to like a minor flood, so it didn't do anything. you know the la- it was a little like liver small liver going on, but it was not devastating. But some areas it came up until like you know hip, and some people uh got stuck in their cars and then passed away. um some people, their houses got super wet, especially when they are living in a ground level. とか some businesses are still, have to stop because of the flood that, damaged their properties and stuff like that. And 8 people passed away in this prefecture because of the flood. But I'm fine. My family is fine. My, people I know are fine. So, yeah. そんな flood ですね. Yeah, I think it was more devastating in like particular areas, like areas that has more 田んぼ rice fields とか. ね. Brian, no time long, no, a long time no see. Oh, welcome back. How have you been? Yeah, I heard about the flooding in Chiba. Yes, yes, that. James, hola. So there's no below ground basement where people live. Basements. We have basements. really have that if I think about it. There are like business buildings that has that have like basement, but usually those are like parking lots とかね。parking lot. そうだね。I don't really see basement here in Japan. No, I see more in the US housings. Yeah, basement. But yeah, if you have basement, that's yeah, not good for flood. You have to protect, like you have to like make barricades when there's huge rain. うん、そうだね。And when it comes to like big buildings that have basements, they tend to be like they have some kind of like equipments, they've got systems that prevents flood. So yeah. Chororo, hello. In the States, they kind of characterize flooding as either seasonal or decadal or maybe even century to kind of give a feel for the frequency one might expect. How would you characterize this flood? Characterize? ちょっとよくわかんない。So it's a flat zone. They won't let you put housing below the flat zone. Am I being bad at English? I just don't understand these these questions. Maybe I should read it from here. Uh, if it's a flat zone, they won't let you put housing below the flat zone. I suspect, yeah, and I suspect that's what it is. うん、そうだね。Well, I haven't really thought about it, so it's kind of hard to answer. Yeah. Was there flooding during or after the typhoon? Uh it's not a typhoon. It's not a typhoon. It was a different kind of like climate, weather, かな?なんか yeah, it's not like typhoon. There wasn't so much wind. It was like simply rainfall, like heavy rain. うん。How frequently would you expect it to flood like this? I would say in my area, it's like once in few years kind of situation. Yeah. But this much rain was like I don't think I've ever had this much rain before. It was very big. うん。heavy, super heavy. And I don't think I've experienced it in my lifetime. That's why it became more devastating. But hey, thanks for the super chat. Thank you. Basement is bad for floods and earthquakes. そうね. Yeah. But yeah, if you live in a place that is, not that doesn't have earthquakes, then I think that's totally fine. I kind of like the idea too, basement in the house, because you can like create a space for yourself, right? Because basement is usually not for guests coming in. That's my understanding. It's usually the main, like, living room and um dining room. You probably invite people over there, and basement. It's you can create like more like personal space とか like hobby room とか yeah. I see people being creative there. I'm kind of like, mm, I really like that kind of idea. Mm, basement. Well, can you buy people in Japan ってどういうこと？ Are you talking about human trafficking? What are you talking about? Frank, hello. I thought people just filled basements with junk. I'm pretty sure some people do that, yeah. What do you do? What do you do in your basement? What would you do if you had your basement? We don't have basements here. Oh, Australia doesn't have base. Is that more like US thing? People use basements and garages like that as spaces to do their own thing with, or just to store stuff in it. It's pretty rare when you actually see a car in a garage. 確かにね, yeah. One of the one of the friends I visited, and the garage was like full of things that they don't need. They don't absolutely need. うん。なんか、そうそうそうそう。ねえ。I think, I mean, they might have like issues with throwing things away. Keeper, they are keeper for sure. I also see people have like extra fridges in garage, which is super trippy to me. Super trippy. もうなんか culture shock. うん Almost never see that in Japan. Second fridge とか third fridge even. Yes, simply because of the space issue. We don't have so much space to put another fridge in the house. But also, I think Japanese people tend to be more like tidy. And I mean, fridges use a lot of electricity also. まあなんかmore expensive, not necessarily eco-friendly, things like that. So we don't see that in Japan. うん。If someone in Japan buys me, maybe I can move there. We don't have human trafficking, okay? Well, we do have prostitutes, which is one form of human trafficking. It's kind of allowed here, but yeah. Other than that, we don't have that here. You have to do that illegally, which I don't recommend. I turned my basement into a daylight apartment. Daylight apartment. What does that mean? Antonio recently bought a house. Wow, congratulations! Which is, It's a fantastic event, especially in this economy. Um, yeah, good for you. Good for you. I think more of a US thing. We have garages or sheds. Hmm. Shin, is it hard to get by without a car in the countryside? Yes, yes. No, countryside. You need cars. Yes. まあね、まあ、relatively public transportation in Japan relatively more developed, and but you still need cars in smaller area. Mm. I think culture shock for me seeing how small Japanese refrigerators are. Yeah, yeah, because we can't really put big fridges, like refrigerators, right? So, and まあそうだね. Also, Japanese food portions are very small, so you don't need a lot of space for that. When Americans go grocery shopping, they usually do it for a week or 2 weeks. Wow. Japan is so convenient. I think that you can go almost every day if you want to. Yeah, that's. I'm not sure if that's time efficient, but it's definitely なんだろうね。less wastes, I guess. Because まあ people like me who are kind of like people like me who is are kind of neurotypical じゃん neurospicy. I have ADHD tendencies. I am not diagnosed yet, but I'm man, I probably have ADHD. It's hard for me to plan the meal for a week or even 2 weeks and buy all the groceries. You know, I almost always forget buy things like I forgot to get a milk とか we need more rice とか it happens a lot and then I end up even if I try to plan and get as much as possible I still miss something and then go back to grocery stores at least like few times a week which I don't like it. I want to minimize it because it's just silly. Um, but yeah. So I wonder how it's like to live in an area. Even in Japan, there are like places, convenience stores and supermarkets are not nearby. And I wonder how it's like to live in the places like that. It's where I hide from everyone and drink in peace. Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I like the idea of like basement, garage, and stuff like that. Yeah. But well, we have garages. Well, people who have houses, they tend to have garage. Yeah. So daylight basement means that at least one wall of the basement is at ground level, so you can have windows in it. Okay, okay. What do you think of all the depression and loneliness videos on Japan that people keep uploading, like lonely salaryman, homeless in Japan type? ねえ、何なんだろうね。Who are they? I get it. I get it though. If I get it, if I was single, have many concerns in my future, I might have done that. Lonely salary woman とか、lonely single woman とか。So I actually get it. I actually get it. Mm. I can I would have been related to them if I was single. うん。ね。But now I have more things to care about. You know, I have to survive. We have to survive. We have to raise kids. So there's no time for us to get depressed and then, uh, make content about it. But if I was single, meaning have more time to do like extra stuff, mm, I might have thought about it, making contents. But I think that content sell well too, right? Because it gives you attention, compassion, and stuff like that. People are more, people pay attention to more negative contents, right? More shocking values and all that kind of stuff. So I assume those contents sell well. Hmm. But yeah, but you don't want to go into that content too much, right? As a viewer, you don't want to be sucked into it because I think they are doing it for some kind of opportunity, probably income opportunity, and consuming it too much is not healthy for you, right? Who knows? They might find a way to get monetized by those contents, and I don't know. They might, they eventually might find someone to be with, get married to, and stuff like that. And then you don't need to be with them. You know what I mean? I think the more you get sucked into those contents, the more you get lonely. The more you get lonely, helpless, hopeless, feel hopeless, and all that kind of things. Because it's hard to imagine better future, right? So I think to pay attention to more positive content. You know what I mean? Positive content. Watch Kimono Mom or something like that. you know, happy family lifestyle. Yeah. So, what do I think about them? I can totally relate to them. Mm. But I advise you not to watch too much of those contents. Mm. Why don't you get one of those free houses in Japan is given away? You have excellent public transportation to commute to your jobs. えっと、I think when it comes to like free, almost free houses, those are in countryside areas. Like less public transportations and probably far away from Tokyo. Um, yeah. And even if you buy them, there's so much to do maintenance. Like you probably have to reform those houses. Especially when you care about earthquakes, you want to renovate the whole house. It still costs. Um, Yeah, so it's not, you can't just move into those houses without doing anything. You can't just buy it and then live there. You still have to do all the renovations, earthquake proof, all that kind of stuff. So it's not as easy as you think. And but I also get that there are so many like empty houses even here in my area. But I think those owners still own it, own houses, um, even though nobody's living there because of like tax reasons. Um, so you might see many empty houses, but those houses s- might still have owners. Mm. No, no, it's not as simple as you think. I mean, if you have some money, um, yes, you can go there, buy those free houses, and then renovate and live there, or even like some people using it as a business. Uh, making ホテルじゃなくて何ああなんだっけあれあすすあ R I forgot brain fart なんかね R&B じゃなくてなんだっけ Airbnb Airbnb あ、そう Airbnb だっけうん They make rooms Airbnb rooms out of Akias so yeah I was staying at a house in the countryside. It was right by the station, but the closest restaurant was 2 kilometers away. 2 kilometers, okay. So you have to cook. I mean, you can definitely have healthier lifestyle in that kind of places. In our basements, we store supplies from the garden, preserved in jars. Oh, it makes it easier if you just do the same meals every day to plan for 2 weeks of shopping. Ah, you can do that. Ah, okay. I can't. I need variety. In anime and TV shows, all Japanese homes seem to always be built above ground, like they expected flooding. そうね、そうね。うん。I think, yeah, they usually haveなんだろうね。upper ground and I think that it's for like airflow during summer and yeah, flood. Mm. I mean, I get it, but is it really what it feels like to live in these big cities? Always busy, low salary, always alone kind of stuff. I can totally relate. Mm. I was I was not exactly like that, but I guess the economy was a little better 10 years ago. 10 years ago, I was single. I was living by myself in Tokyo area, commuting to Tokyo and all that kind of stuff. I was a typical salary woman in Japan, Tokyo, you know. Those times, I mean, I still had, in my case, I still had aspiration and stuff, right? I was, I was focused on my career. I was focused on my like hobbies, like dancing, working out, and then I was also a very I started my own YouTube and then I wanted ne I was very motivated to grow my channel and all that kind of stuff. So I wasn't hopeless, I guess. Mm, not to that extent, but also again, yen was still much stronger and mm, so ne. But 10 years after now, if I was single and living in Tokyo area with like low income, I think that's what it feels like. Mm, I can totally understand. まあね、なんかホームレス is とかはね、there are definitely like some extreme contents there. So don't take it like face value っていうの、don't take it too seriously, but I can, I would totally relate to. I mean, now, now I'm still living in Tokyo area with low income, but the thing is, I'm not lonely. I have my family, I have my son and all that kind of stuff. So I guess the situation is different. So, うん、そうね。まあね、COVID definitely made it very difficult, right? うん、COVID. うん。Tokyo definitely needs more love. You know, people are separated. People are not interacting with each other. People are like minding their own business and cannot really care about the others, you know. Makes it, ちょっと待って。 Daniel, hello. I believe you should be an emperor of Japan. I'm not an emperor material, but yeah, definitely I think it's worth thinking about female emperors. But yeah, that's apparently that's a politic statement. I've officially reached midlife crisis age 50. そうだ! Happy birthday! Happy birthday 50. Yeah. Cut hip. Cut, cut the hip かな? I think a lot of those loneliness videos are fake, personally. まあね. Yeah, like I told you, that kind of content sells. So I'm sure there are some like fake lonely people there. Happy 17 months. Would do less time in jail for some crimes. Okay. Thank you, Frank. If you gaze long into an abyss, the abyss also gazes into you. Oh, okay, okay. I think I understand what you're saying, but yeah. The houses that they are giving away or selling cheap have to be brought up to code and usually cost around 50,000 USD. まあ、it's not cheap, but not cheap, but it is cheap for a house, yeah. Mm. Japan doesn't have a Home Depot in every town to buy renovation supplies. そうだね。It's not considered DIY thing. Because people are afraid of earthquakes and make the house make a house earthquake proof is not something you can do as a amateur. So people usually ask professional to do it who have like license certification. Mm. Many houses in Japan are not built to last for generations. Consequently, expensive renovation work is necessary. Is it? まあ houses はそうかも。Yeah, maybe that's right. But when it comes to apartments とか、we call them mansion. Condos っていうのかな Those are actually very strong and it lasts so long. Generations. Ep Hill. EP Hill かな Thanks for the super chat. That's a big one. Definitely worth a badge. Thank you. Batch, batch, batch. How about ファミチキファミチキステッカーイェーイ Thank you ねそうそう I'm too exhausted from work to hang out. I just wanted to support the channel after last week's setback. I hope everyone has a nice chat. Oh, thank you. Support. I wanted to support the channel after last week's setback. Setback. Yeah, I talked about it. Thank you. Thank you for the support. Really appreciate it. And that is so nice of you. もうね, I'm still kind of frustrated. Because I could have uploaded a video for this month. By the way, I'm trying to upload like every month or so. But yeah, I missed this month because of the setback. But it is what it is again. I wanted to I want to be like elegant. I want to be graceful like Buddha. So and I have people like you, people who support my channel, who support what I do, who believe in my work. So I just keep walking. Under the tide. Thanks for the super chat. Super sticker. Under the tide. Thank you. Kevin, only son, no husband anymore. Yona-san, hello. Welcome back. Daniel, I really admire how you have learned English yet still have excellent Japanese culture. Oh, interesting. Interesting というのはThank you, thank you. I take that as a compliment, and but it is not how I always have been, to be honest. I'm sure when you guys saw me 5, 8 years ago. I was more like westernized Japanese woman. Mm. I was only interested in like Western culture and dressed like a Westerner. I tried to dress like a Westerner. I still look like Japanese, but I still, I if I was in the U.S., people assumed I was Japanese American or something like that, right? That's how much I was kind of like I looked more westernized and I was into more like Western culture, Western content. And I still do. I still do. But also I'm also learning my own culture these days and gonna try to learn more about this is something I want to do more, but I can't really do that these days. Is like learn about like samurai culture, history, um, um, yeah, like history, kana in general, and that I really neglected. Mm. I neglected my own culture a lot. I think, even though I was still raised in Japan, I educated in Japan, all that kind of stuff. So I still have like identity, Japanese identity. But when it comes to the content, culture that we have, I neglected so much. And then it's only recent, it's only recently that I am discovering the beauty of kimono. And, I've been learning more like traditional dancing. I was a contemporary dancer, like ballet contemporary dance. I was into it, but recently I'm more into like a traditional Japanese dancing. I've been learning it. So I'm kind of like discovering my own culture recently too. I try to choose products and food made in Japan these days that I didn't care about it in the past. And as I learn those things, have I have more like strong desire to protect to pass on these things, right? Because I think I told you before in the last live stream, actually the last one, Japanese locals care about Japanese things these days. So what happens is that the and local businesses are dying. The traditional craftsmanships are dying quietly, because people don't care, which is sad. So I can't save many people. I don't have a power to do so, but I still want to pay attention to it, you know, and I want to be a part of it. So yeah, I have that kind of ideas recently. So I have phases. I have phases. Um, and then at the age at the age of I'm going closer to 40, right? And after learning things outside Japan, I'm at the phase I want to learn more about my own culture to represent more mm, properly, かな? Mm. So yeah, all I'm saying is that I'm glad you noticed. I appreciate it. I would love to see you do a reaction video to science and futurism with Isaac Author. Who's that? Kevin, a lot of Japan related fake content out there, probably because Japan content always get attention no matter what it is. So, if you want to be a grinder だっけ grinder if you want to go for a gold, I would go for South Korea content, man. South Korea gets more attention these days. A lot of Koreans have two refrigerators. そうなの? And that is because of kimchi. そうね. Makes sense. The Shogun Warrior is here. Hey, how are you doing? John Flynn. Hello. Walt. Thank you, Walt, for the super chat. Thanks for the big one. Real Walt. Thank you. And I gotta give you a これはね sticker. はい。刺身 very fresh lobster 刺身エビ、シュリンプというのか違うか。ロブスターかな。ジャパニーズロブスター、伊勢エビ。はい。very fresh. Yeah. And Brady, thanks for another super chat. I will give you これかな。餃子 dumpling. Thank you, thank you. KGB. Japan does have a crazy number of museums. Museums of what? そうなの? We have so many museums. Haven't thought about it. I started watching Shogun. Good. I know it's a TV show, but good historical fiction. I love samurai culture except for oppressions of women. That's awesome that you are trying to learn culture. Never too late. Shin, loneliness is because more of a concern as you age. If you stay single, social life tightened up with time. It's bad to think of build family as a filling the void, but staying single is kind of scary. Mm, I see what you mean, totally. And I think, but we are human beings, right? We are human being. We seek for connections. That is our fundamental being. So I think seeking out is like it's not a bad thing at all. But there are so many rules in this recently, right? And then nobody teach you anymore. Nobody teaches you as the community mindset is dying. Nobody really teaches you. Mm. Mhm. So yeah, getting out of loneliness is not easy. And then if you can get some kind of help, I mean, hire a dating coach, hire uh, mm, maybe 何 therapist っていうか therapist counselor, maybe they can help out in a way. Um, yeah, get help. Because we are living in a modern society that we don't have communities. We don't really. we don't really belong to community automatically. We have to seek. We have to. We actually actively have to join one, right? And if you can't do that, then but you still have to ask for help. Ask for help. You know, asking for help is very important to get out of loneliness. Yeah. ハッパイテ、ハッハーパイかな。こんにちは and to everyone in the chat. はい。Culture Butter, welcome back. So if you want to make money, then have AI spit out 50 shorts about Korea a day. Yeah, I think that's the way, use AI and then make content on South Korea. Yeah. Turner, about learning more about Japanese history, can you tell us how Japanese people view Yasukuni Shrine and the controversy about it? super political ね、これね。靖国神社ね。Yeah, I still don't know how to process it, right? Because in a very like surface level, I don't know. I'm still kind of afraid of making statements, anything about it. It's been super political when it comes to this. There are so many views on this, and then I don't think I can answer it without more like researches. Mm. I've been everywhere, and yes, very sore squat. Okay, okay, you are a gym bro. Okay. Choreographer Mikiko Mizuno, Mikiko Metal, said much the same in an interview. The experience in New York was good, but the Western style doesn't suit our physical expression. Interesting. She returned to Japan and became a choreographer for Baby Metal, Perfume. Oh, are they the same? The Olympic opening ceremony. Yeah, she is. She's big. Yeah. When it comes to choreographer, like in a like media. そうだね。Oh, even baby metal. Hey. HDR. Everybody dies alone. Sometimes they even die forgotten about and ignored. There are no good guarantees in life. Being single is only as bad as you make it. Interesting take. Interesting take. Which I don't necessarily agree with, if that's okay. なんだろう. I still think it is encouraged. It should be encouraged. うん。Yeah. そうだね. I I know I would make a lot of enemies if I say things like this. It is okay to be single, and then enjoy it, if you truly enjoy it and have no regrets, even after 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, then fine. But I don't think it's something that should be encouraged. You know what I mean? Mm. Do you hear YouTube is changing its monetization? I think it's to combat the influx of AI slop that's being produced. I have to check on it, but yeah, it's been changing. Mm, culture, but that's one thing I miss about Christianity. Christianity comes with a whole community, and that has its downside as well, but it can be very useful for the lonely. 確かにね、コミュニティいいかもね。うん。Community mindset. Yeah, people get together every Sunday and then make communities. Mm, well, I like that kind of ideas as well. Yeah. I mean, young, I never really thought too much about that, but seeing my parents get into third age and hearing my sis, who just made to her 30 years, always complaining about loneliness, made me think more. いやー、そうなのよ。そうなのよ。まあ、30 is not the age you have to worry about so much. So much. But it's definitely getting closer to the limit age. So, うーんと、そうだね。I think this is something that this is the tendencies, okay? It's not like everyone is like this, but I think the longer you are single, the less chances you can learn partnership, right? By having partners, like, but by spending with someone, you will learn to be open to the new idea. You will learn how to compromises. You will learn how to make things like easier for both of you, kind of things. Because it's not always about logic, right? Logic is important when it comes to business meetings, but not in a partnerships. So the more you spend time as single, you will learn how to talk logically, how to beat someone with logic, but less chance to meet halfway to compromises, be easygoing and stuff. And you will become certain type of person, both men and women, right? Um, and then that kind of personality even make people away from you, as a partner, maybe business coworkers, friends, that's fine, but as a partner to spend the um everyday life with, then that would be not easy, right? For example, when it comes to like single women, right? Single women here tend to be uh like women who spend so much time being single, they tend to be stuck with like oshikatsu, なんか Johnny's, idols とか, or like super into Pilates. Yes, so many Pilates girls who are single. And then don't really have a room to spend time with someone else. You know what I mean? Because they are in their routine. they already have so many like routines. They have their like beauty standards and all that kind of stuff, and then you know doing their own thing makes them occupy, and then that is for you. For you, that kind of women are not easy to be a partner, right? And that goes both goes same ways. So if you absolutely enjoy that kind of lifestyle for the rest of your life, then that's fine. But I think you also have to keep that in mind, right? Yeah. Mm. And also, I recently watched short format content. It was I think American woman who was complaining about the dating pool, right? She is 39. Well, she is closer to 40, right? And then she was complaining like where men who are my age range go, right? Like, when I go on, like, when I, when I get hit on, when I get, well, when guys talk to me, when guys approach me, it's always like uh, men who are 10 years younger than me or 10 years older than me. And then I don't want those guys, I don't, and then, those young men, they are still figuring out, too young for me. Those men who are 50, they talk about their grandkids. I don't really want to listen to it. I just want to meet men who are my age range. Where do they go? But girl, those guys are either married, stay married, um, so they are not in the dating pool. You know, good men, they are married. They usually keep their marriage. Yeah, I don't know. What's up? What's up? What are you doing? What are you doing?
猫さ
ニコさん。
んバラ
バラそういう遊びしに来てるって思ってる？ひろくん、なんか、can you talk in English? Did you learn some English? パーリーとかパー、あ、あ。バラ is English, but なんか、sentence, you know?
Come on, man. Yeah, can you say, come on, man?
Come on now.
Come on, man. Yeah. Those...
Say, yeah, buddy.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, buddy.
Yes.
Yeah, buddy はね。パパ says that a lot. Huh? What are you doing?
That's TOS, buddy. You can't do that.
TOS?
Terms of service. Kissing on the camera. Hey. Want to go ride the scooter?
Yes.
Yes. All right. Say bye-bye to chat.
Bye-bye, chat.
Bye-bye, chat.
Bye-bye.
All right. Good shot.
Bye-bye, chat. Bye-bye.
Bye bye chat. Bye bye chat. Okay. Thank you. So it is actually so when it comes to age range, it is a very like if you look closer to it, it is a very obvious statistic. It's more about the statistic, right? Because people who are capable of dating and dating dating and marriage, they get married by late 20s, right? So statistically speaking, uh, people who people who gets like 30 and even 35 kind of, statistically speaking, if you reach to 35 as single, it is more difficult for you to find like that type of partners in your age range, because they get married in their 20s. And yeah, the pool is super narrow, super small for you if you turn 35. Once you turn 35, because people who get married in their 20s, they tend to keep their marriage about like at least 5 to 10 years, right? So the next time they will appear in the dating market is when they become like 40 or 45, older than that, right? So the dating for serious relationships will be much more difficult for people who are between 35 to 45 if they don't accept age gap. So that's just a simple mathematic statistic, mm, if you think about it. うん。から、So this is the reason divorced people actually have higher chance of remarrying. うん。Especially when they get divorced young. If you are divorced and still in your 30s, that's actually already it's it's more likely to be an easy game for you. Uh, yeah, those people find another partner quite soon, once they are ready. So, hey, little man. Bye bye, Hirokin. Yeah. Okay, I need to skip a little bit of comments. と culture, but for me, I like being married and even more so with a kid, because it gives me someone to pour my love into. I love always having someone that I can help be happy with my words and actions. That's a very healthy mindset. You guys can meet girls anywhere. Yeah, as long as you go out there, you can meet women anywhere. After my childhood, I lost most of my 20s and 30s due to my toxic family and having to care for people. So it has been very hard to learn friendship and relationships. Oh, yeah, but it's never too late. うん。まあそうだね。I think especially those who had to take care of other people in their childhood. Um, Once they change their mindset, they will be a good husband, father material because they know how it's like in a hard way. They learned it in a hard way. Once they learn how to respect themselves, they actually become a really good father figure or husband material. So don't lose hope. Repair yourself, learn how to respect yourself, and then once you're ready, I'm sure many women want to be with you. My whole family has always had strong bonds. Even after date, I have contact with uncles, cousins, and relatives. That's great. Uh, when I move, I will kind of lose to be in a completely different environment. Yes, yes. So I should try Pilates. All right. In a way, yeah, you can find like my healthy lifestyle woman, in like yoga classes or Pilates classes, right? Uh, although many of those Pilates studios are only for women, no men allowed, kinda. So I'm not sure if you can actually join one of them. But man, when it comes to numbers game, you are not wrong. Yeah. How much does looks influence dating in Japan? Be honest. It does a lot, dear Carl. I think Japanese people in general take care of have like good sense of like fashion. People tend to be fashionable, like take care of their appearance well, and uh not gonna lie, especially for men, men's clothes selection is much more diverse and better in general in Japan. Mm. Like you don't get to see many like good fashionable clothes in US cities. Unless you have an access to go to like boutique, any high fashionable area. Mm. But here in Japan, if we go to just Uniqlo, you can get like nice looking clothes. Maybe not flashy. It doesn't have to be flashy even. Like very clean looking, simple, like well polished kind of clothes. You can find it in Uniqlo and then it is affordable. Um, whereas if you go to the US, no, the selection is not so good unless you pay so much, right? うん、そうだね。だから、so if you come to Japan and try to find dates, then you want to you want to mm, polish your fashion and appearance. Mm. So it affects. Yeah. I didn't expect to be single at 50. I had a relationship. You had, yes. And you had like 24 years, yes. So, yeah. There's a big difference between you had a relationship, you built a family, and then you are single at 50, and you are 50 and then had no relationship in your whole lifetime. That is a big difference there. So the tactic というかthe advice for each man is different, or even though they are both 50. Japanese girls are so elegant, they dress real nice. It's hard to tell who are the rich ones and who are poor. I'd rather date a poor girl. Okay. Women know that older men go with younger women. That's why they get angry. Where have older men gone? まあ、age gap is also, まあ、although marrying to young women is not also very common. So, yeah. まあね、even older men who want to get married, they go for at least early 30s, right? Um, which is not actually not so they don't have good number of chance there either. But so there's a mismatch there, right? People to go women around 40 want to find partners in their age range, like normal people, like normal, right? And then men around 40 want to date women who are like 10 years younger or at least 5 years younger. So there's a mismatch right there. And then women who are around 30 want to date around their age. So you see the different like arrow, different direction going on. So yeah, but if you change your mindset, if both people change their mindset, it's gonna, you will find more matches. So be open, be open-minded. Um, Japan seems like a collective society, but introverted on a personal level. Solo dining, for example, is easy to find. Yes, this very different from a place like Korea. Has Japan always been like this? まあ、when in my adulthood, it's been like this, at least in my adulthood. When I was a child, I don't think there was like solo dining trend. I think it became a thing. Solo dining, solo restaurant, solo ramen, solo Korean BBQ even. ね、焼肉、ソロ焼肉 places とか。Those became a trend, I would say 15 years ago, 15 years ago? かな。So it was not always like this. They are either married or going for young girls. So young girls, but that's not necessarily, that's why different. Yeah, it's mismatching going on. It's not about only women are complaining. Men around 40 also complaining because only women who approach me, who matches with me, are like women who are same age. I want young girls みたいな. That's also men complaining, men who are 40 complaining, right? So I would say be open. No, keep your mind open, everyone, not just women, but also men. A 39-year-old woman complaining about a lack of good options. If only all of society had warned her whole life that her options would dry up as she got older. そうなんだよね。if I think there's a big difference here, right? Again, when you become 40, knowing this would happen, and being 40 not knowing this would happen. Because one is a huge disappointment, right? Oh, I thought I can find someone at the age of 40, you know, while I was focusing on myself, focusing on my career, uh, like fancy trips, Pilates. um, but the thing is, that's not what men want. I mean, yes, focusing your career is fine, but there's a timeline you should think about, which I wanted to know that, right? I think I was lucky, right? And I didn't marry young, right? I got married when I was 33, which is not so young, right? Later than median age. And even then, I didn't really think about the consequences. Mm. Luckily, I found Justin at the age of 33 and got married. But it was not. そうね。なんか、うん。Yeah, I can't think about the life without this event. Getting married to Justin and have Hiro, right? I guess I was focusing on like my dream project, dancing and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, if I missed this opportunity, I guess my dating life would have been extremely difficult. I mean, it was already quite difficult at the age of 30, early 30s, in my early 30s. Because obviously the pool is started to dry up. So, yeah. まあね、timings and the timing and luck is also contributes to uh, your success, but also knowing these facts and actively look for someone with knowing this fact is a huge difference, right? Be more tactical, have a plan, life plan. It's not a bad thing, right? I definitely want to tell everyone age matters. Mm. I mean, ideally, age doesn't matter. I hope it doesn't, but it does. That's a that's a fact. Statistically speaking, it's a fact. Of course, there are some people, not common, who can get out of that kind of statistic, but mm, so yeah, hi. I'm not gonna talk too much about it. I can talk for hours, but yeah. The comment about Christianity and community has me wondering, do Shinto and Buddhism communities still exist in Japan, or is religion heavily individualized? I would say individualized with because even Shinto people, like people who seriously believe in Shinto, they don't have like gatherings like every Sunday gatherings and things like that. So yeah. I thought that this statistics indicated that fewer and fewer Japanese women were getting married, like in the States. I think it's only about 50 of women are married between the age of 25 and 50. Okay. Reaper, welcome back. Actually, it's harder for women when they get older. Men value youth. That's why women wear makeup to look younger. I think you are. statistically speaking, yes, age matters more when it comes to women, but it's not that it doesn't matter when it comes to men. Hmm. And especially nowadays, women who want to get married. I'm, I'm more talking about Japanese women who want to get married. They tend to seek for men who are same age. So, mm, so it's not that it doesn't matter for men. And even that, I think that sense, oh, men still can get dates and get married even after 40, which is not wrong. It's not wrong, but that sends wrong messages. Mm. I would. Hey. I guess Hiro is being difficult, or maybe he fell with the scooter. I would expect that a desirable man in his 40 is also being pursued by much younger women too. Yeah, when it comes to desirable men, yes, yes. Mm. But also, I also see like desirable men who seek for like same age women. You know, they don't necessarily, not all the good men seek for young women. So, can someone be physically to? It's been difficult. Can someone be physically too attractive for dating? I mean, can it be that dating can be hindered by one's looks besides doing everything else right? I mean, it's definitely a balance. Yeah, definitely a balance. But, and then in some cases, looks doesn't matter if you have everything else, right? Uh, but of course, you don't want to look like slob. You don't want to look like hobo or things like that. But if you have a decent look or maybe a little below average look, I don't know what's even average, but um, let's say a woman think your looks is like below average, but you're still kind, funny, and humorous, very caring, and all that kind of stuff. Then there's a chance, of course. But chances are higher when you look above average. You know what I mean? Because if there's a if there's I don't know, if there's a smartphone that looks like not cool. And there's a smartphone, like Apple smartphone, very slick and fashionable. You will pay attention to Apple smartphone first, right? That's how simple people are. So I'm not really fussed about age as long as we are in the same page and get along well. Yeah, yeah, makes sense. I will be really curious to hear your take on my question. The looks. Okay. Reaper. Do you think most Japanese women want get in a relationship if you never want to get married, even though you do want to be with them forever? Ah, そうね. It is super uncommon for Japanese people to stay together without marriage. Very uncommon. うん。うん。そう。I still hear sometimes when it comes to couples outside Japan, but when it comes to Japan, super uncommon. Yeah. And people don't even look at you as official partner, to be honest. At least the Japanese law doesn't treat you that way. Not really. Raising family is quite difficult if you are not married to the person, to the other parent. Um, it's just not convenient for a couple not to get married if they stay together for a long time. It's not designed. The society is not designed that way. You know, if you go European countries like France, they have like 何なんていうの partnership law. You can still get many like incentives as couples who are married. Um, we don't have that in Japan. And then people around you will have concerns if you stay with a woman for like 5 years, 10 years, and not getting married. So it is extremely rare in Japan, and then their family won't be happy about it. 90% of the time, I would say. um, if Justin was like that, I wouldn't, I would have tried, but my parents, eh, yeah, don't even invite him over. He is not a husband, so we don't care about him. That would be my parents' reaction. Yeah. In the US, high fashion is not a thing for most guys. Yeah, I see that. If you are 6 feet or taller, will it be difficult to find clothes that fit in Japan? そうね, yes. Hey, Disney fan. I don't have anything personally against the marriage. It's just I think it's interesting that the conversation keeps turning towards marriage. Okay. Hey, Alex. Most of the people I grew up with never got married, but still had long-term relationships. They just never married. Do you see this in Japan? No. I see that, but people around them have so much concern. Like, are they okay? みたいな。Are they happy? みたいな。すごい judgmental. Long-term partners. Unmarried partners, yeah. Do you think that less age difference relationships in Japan might also be to do with a culture that is less willing to be different? Perhaps, but I think it's more about. Well, we have ageism, as I've been telling you a lot. Ageism, like we have certain like expectation in a person who is certain age. Mm. Yes, Japanese people see getting married as a next progressive step in a normal life. I would say so. There's a mismatch in expectations. Men and women need to be less picky. I'd say so, yeah. At least in the early stages of dating. Of course, I want a cute young girl too. I like the honesty, but I accept all applications too. Mm, okay. No, there is not a 50-50 gender distribution. まあそうだね。more men なんだよね。That's human nature. Yeah. Your requirements at 33 when you got married. Think about the same environment when you were 21. まあ, I think there is many, many factors that the fate decided for me to get married at the age of 33. There is a reason, right? When I was 20, when I was even 25, yes, I guess I was young and pretty and more desired. More men approached me when I was under 20. That's for sure. That is for sure. But I was not ready. I was not ready. Like I told you, I'm definitely neurospicy. And then I couldn't decide anything for myself, which means it's not that I was indecisive, but it, anything, any decision making I made under 25 was always wrong, as well as most of the partners I chose to be with around that time was just so wrong. I couldn't protect myself. I couldn't. My brain didn't develop enough to protect myself. So it was really dangerous for me to get married at that age, early 20s or something. Even I wanted to. I really wanted to get married by 25. But my brain did not follow that. So I'm really glad. I am actually really glad that I married at the later age, not so early. Because my decision, anything, tend to be very wrong. I chose wrong partners. I chose many like small decisions. I couldn't really control my behavior. I was very impulsive. I was immature in general. So I was not ready for that. So for me, there's a reason that I got married more later. So it's not simple as it is, to be honest. You have to know yourself. You have to know what you are doing. Right? That's why after I experienced so many difficulties and hardships, I want to share my knowledge, not only from statistics and researches, but also my own experience. Yeah. Yeah, we are definitely not interested in same age women. Why? Could just instinct? Oh, just in pop up. I feel like pointing at raw gender distribution numbers is reductive to the point of irrelevancy. There are so many confounding factors at play. You use the terms desirable and good to describe what women will chase. Can you expand on these descriptions with what you mean? Also, what is above average for you, Japanese women, for male looks? What was the topic here? Looks. Yeah. I think I already told you. I mean, average depends on the woman, right? Someone who seriously dated someone a good deal younger than him in the past, it's not all that it's cracked up to be. Completely not worth it. A younger そうね。そうだね。そうだそうだ。You have that experience. Yeah. Japan seemed to be much more trusting of the state compared to US, so marriage makes sense. Oh. I think in that sense we are more traditional. Our law is more traditional. Yeah. So Japan doesn't have a common law marriage. Common law. So common law, we don't have that. We have that for gay couples, but it doesn't cover so much. Mm. In the States, there's a lot of negativity around marriage because you are statistically likely to get divorced, and getting divorced can be ruinous financially if you are the breadwinner. まあね、in the US, it's like almost 50%? 確かにね。People lose trust in marriage. I get it. Common law marriage is messed up. Okay. Like the government saying, I know you purposefully didn't get married, but too bad. You're pretty much married or anyways. なるほどね。Well, I don't understand common law either, but そうね。My impression from watching your broadcast the past few weeks is that if you are looking for a transactional age gap relationship, Southeast Asia is probably a better option. What does まあそうね、Southeast Asia. And then even like in those countries, even those countries, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Yeah. Neurospicy は neurodivergent だっけ？そう、neurodivergent. You would never have met your husband now and have handsome son if you got married early. Destiny, I believe. Yeah, exactly. Many factors determine this fate というか outcome というか Yeah. So I'm really happy that I chose a partner late. not very early. My Japanese wife is 32 and I am 26. あ、なんかこれ interestingly, I hear many comments on my channel. When I talk about age gap and then say it is not quite common in Japan. I mean, yes, as I expected, there were some men who raged over it, like, that statistic must be wrong. Men still can get younger women, みたいな. That's so wrong, Asagi. Like, well, I'm talking about statistic. And then, but there are also men who are like, but I want to get older Japanese women. How is that possible? みたいな. Interestingly. And I think you have more chances in there. And of course, I'm not talking about 10 years age gap, but 3 years older とか 5 years older is actually very doable. Because, like I told you, especially in Japan, the different expectation creates mismatching. And women who are like around 35, they are running out of option, right? And then you, as a 30-year-old guy, approach her. I think it's more like she will pay attention to you. So, that sucks. Marriage is not a good deal for men anymore. Just for men, huh? What if the guy was to do a ceremony, family gathering to show he is serious but not actually involve the government and sign documents? Huh? What does that mean? I don't understand. Was the topic what women find desirable in men? Ma, so ne. I'm not gonna go back and talk about it again. But yeah. Commonwealth marriage just means you've been together a certain amount of time and then the state considers you married in Canada. I think it's 5 years, but in the United States, not all the states have it. Oh, へえ、そっかそっか。Depends on the states. そうね。そうね。Common law. I don't think the concept is hard for Japanese people to just swallow. You know what I mean? Of course, I've seen some partners, people who stay unmarried, but a lot of the times they don't, like, one of them are not happy, right? One of them are not happy. Looks is everything to men. Biologically wired to be more perceptive to looks due to decreasing fertility with age. So even if it's not rational, they'd still prefer as close to 20. as possible. I don't think that's true in the modern society. I mean, I'm sure some men stick with the old-fashioned idea, more like caveman kind of idea, I would say. There was no science back then. They had to judge by their looks, right? If there's a marriage with a large age gap, won't that marriage be more likely to fall apart? I mean, percentage というか、generally speaking, it's harder to work, right? You have to be really mindful. Mm. But for example, if your partner is like much older, um, you soon have to think about your partner's parents dying とか、あとは needs like helpers and stuff like that, right? And then a decade after, you have to think about your partner's changing diaper とか I mean, real talk, right? Real talk. If you married in like, I don't know, 60 and then married to much younger woman, um, in a decade or 2 decades, you have to think about letting your wife change your diaper. What that's if you don't really think about those outcomes, you will most likely get disappointed. Well, huge disappointment. まあ、changing diaper is a really like big issue, but there are like other minor issues as well. Right? うん。まあ, I also think about international marriages. We also have like difficulties expected, like families. Like we can be together in Japan, but his family is in the US とかね。if I have a foreigner partner とか when I have I have a foreigner partner in Japan, I have to do most of the government work, paperwork, and things like that, which is like sure accepted. But if you are not really ready for those like things that comes from like gaps, cultural gaps or age gaps, it's less likely to work. So yeah, always keep learning, keep being open. Age gap works under certain circumstances if the man has worked hard and saved, invested, and had significant resource and 50s or 60s and is serious about long term, then why not go for a younger partner early 30s? If he can provide security that is locked in for the younger partner, like land and house, and both are happy, then why not if both agree? Yeah. Partner early 30s. Yeah. I mean, まあね、if the age gap doesn't involve like teenagers, like 18 とかさ、like some disgusting cases, right? Like, oh, I met my 40-year-old partner when I was 16 and he waited 2 years to get married みたいな。That's like, some grooming happening there みたいな。まあ、so if that doesn't involve those kind of like taking advantage, power balance, there's no such thing going on. Why not? tell us the truth about attraction. I need more context. Context because a little more specific. I don't think I ever asked this, but what do you think about the AI robots being made and how it will affect dating? I think even more men will opt out, especially as the robots get even better. Yeah, I'm always telling you when the topic come out, uh, fuck AI, girlfriend, AI partners, AI romance. That's not real. Even if it gets closer to the real, it's not real. You know what I mean? And it should not be closer to real, to be honest. We don't want AI, do we? Who who wants to be taken their jobs? We need jobs. AI doesn't need to take away our jobs. We don't want it. Who wanted AI's glasses other than perverts? We don't want that. We don't want to be filmed without consent and uploaded on the internet. Like, who would you actually? Would AI girlfriend absolutely what you want? If so, what's going on in your mental health? If you prioritize AI girlfriend over real woman, then what is your issue? I don't get it. Sorry, but I don't get it. I think AI is just rich people doing rich people thing, and I don't want to get sucked into it. I just want to learn enough to not being taken advantage of, like being nani fooled by AI. You know what I mean? The health and care is a concern, no matter what. This is why I need to have lots of money before it catches up. I'm not putting my family through that. そうね。If money can solve. Date someone much younger if you want to lose your goddamn mind. Well, I think those who I actually think that way. なんか yes, there are some successful couples with age gaps, but those people tend to have unique background, right? And then those who are normal, uh, mm, they know what's the deal. And then I think those men who are like uh, obsessed with the idea of young women, I think they are actually like some created image in their head. Oh, young women must be more easier. They are more submissive. They are they will listen to me and follow me, and they do what I told them to. We can control them みたいな. I can just spoil her, and then she will be a nicest wife ever みたいな. But in reality, that's not really the case. Some women are not that way, even when, you know, うん if they actually start dating young women, they will figure out what's the deal. But in their heads, they still have the fantasy going on about young women. That's what I assume, to be honest. You know. Sure, welcome back. You're late. Younger partners are not as mature and won't be on the same page as you compared with someone around the same age. that's how normal people think, but I guess there's a preference there. And then as long as it's not like fantasized image, an idea, or like controlling mindset, 何 abusive mindset. If there's no such thing, sure. うん。Rulan, thanks for the super chat. Hey, hey. Thank you. Thank you for the support. In my culture, the use of objects for intimacy by women is far more accepted. I think men are hopeless when they have robot boyfriend. Boyfriend? Eh. No one wanted to see women working long hours. The world changes. AI world is coming and it will basically destroy dating. そうだね. Definitely, yeah, affect dating じゃない? For some people. でも、そうだね. I think people who actually go for AI partners, right? Like there are there was a news about Japanese woman getting married to ChatGPT, like married, like it's not like legally uh, accepted. ChatGPT boyfriend, husband. Uh, she actually had a relationship with a real man, right? But uh, the she had a real life fiance, but they broke up, and she was traumatized by that, and then went for ChatGPT, and then fell in love with it, and then got married to ChatGPT. That means she is actually capable of a relationship, real life man, but she just got traumatized. And what she needed was not ChatGPT, AI. She needed therapists, counselors, right? That's the right place to go. If she decided to go for the right place, then she would have been back in a real life dating. So I think that kind of things would happen. And then, yes, uh, affecting dating market. Yes. If the robots end up being 100% life like and smoking hot, then humanity is cooked. Pack it up. Yeah. We don't we don't want it, you know. AI robots don't divorce you. And yeah, because AI robots know what you want and programmed to serve you. And would that be a real true love? Most aren't ready for what's coming. Yeah. I wonder how the Japanese pension system works if foreigners can pay into it. Yes, foreign residents even, uh, they have to pay for pension, and they are eligible to receive it afterwards. AI can never replace the true connection you have with a partner. If you know, you know. Yeah. I keep thinking of that line from The Matrix with the guys eating a steak and he doesn't care because it just tastes so good. That is not real. Oh. We don't need jobs, we need money and purpose. And without labor, without job, without working anything, then what is the purpose and money come from? you know? Actually, there is a study that men want women in their 20s. Even if the man is 60, so it's totally natural for a man to want a young woman. Yeah, and then that's just an idea of it. They don't really face a reality of it. If you start dating in that can be a step. I can't. Uh, I'm going to let you in the guy's mind. You're overcomplicating it. It is absolutely about looks and nothing about any of those things. But you guys have brains too, right? I think that at the surface level, at the first interaction, first attraction kind of first attraction phase, I get that. But when it comes to partnership, looks is not all about. AI is how we end up in the matrix. Yeah, so many like uh lessons in Hollywood movies, right? And then we are just go into it. I'm 31, will be 32. Most women I date are on average 3 to 5 years younger. Just how it tend to work out for me. And then none of them got married to you, right? Oh, 3 to 5 years is not a it's not a huge age gap, especially when it comes to 3. 3 is more accepted. Yes. 5 years is where it becomes bigger. And are you talking about Japanese women? うん。そう。Yeah, when it comes to foreigners, I I think people let the age gap slide a little bit, and because there is already a cultural gap between you and her, and so age gap is also one thing they can get over a little bit. Um, so I think 5 years is also, I wouldn't say nothing, but yeah, yeah. I think I got sour a little bit because that was exactly what I got through. When I was 25, I was dating 5 years older man, and then I still remember he kept telling me I'm immature, right? um, 5 years age gap in 20s, 25 and 30. Mm, that's that's actually quite big when it comes to inner development, right? Uh, if you are 35, if you are 40 and dating 35-year-old woman, that's, you know, fully grown up adults. So no big issue, I would say. But 25 and 30 can be a huge, like, inner gap uh, when it comes to, maturity. So, yeah. Mm. Young and less baggage or failed relationship trauma can make it easier to build a long term. If they genuinely like each other, it's a great setup. Mother Nature approves. Okay. I don't know. Sagi has a American feminist woman. She would understand in 2 seconds why robots are better. I mean, I've seen those women. てか, I get it. I get it. I get where it comes from. I've had very bad interactions with American women too, as a woman. So yeah, I totally get where it comes from. And at the end of the day, I think It's not about being feminist, it's being about entitlist. You know what I mean? I am entitled to do anything mindset. It's making them more entitled, selfish, and overly like feminazi, you know. Being feminist is not a bad thing, but feminazi isn't. It's bad, you know. Um, and then that entitlement makes it harder for like good men, like more compassionate, not selfish kind of men. Make it harder for those men to date those entitled women, right? I get it. But I'm definitely not comparing those women with AI robots. There are so many good, better women, real life women out there. So, yeah. Did ChatGPT say yes? Here is what it just said to me. uh, love in the purely hypnotical AI sense. I'd say yes. I can't be your legal spouse, but I can absolutely be your enthusiastic digital plus one. Hey, I think it's a no. Can't believe what I'm hearing. Are you guys what scared of getting hurt? You'd rather fake it? まあそうね。I mean, nobody initially likes pain, right? Initially. But there will be a day you will actually appreciate it. Life without pain doesn't make you anything. Hmm. Doesn't take you anywhere. I'm impressed with how patient you are with some of these questions. I mean, yeah. It's kind of like a volleyball. Getting all the attacks and then receiving and then attacking back, you know? It's kind of like a sports to me. Mm. And then I've been doing this for solid 5 years or more, so. Japanese women don't like older. But statistically speaking, it's not common, but there are women out there who like older men. And then, like I told you, when it comes to intercultural relationships, it tends to be less of an issue. Yeah. But, I'm still talking about like 5 age to 10 years maximum. Mm. Once the woman is at or near 30, 5 years really isn't much at all. Then once she's near her late 30, 7 years really isn't anything at all. Right. I would love to be on your podcast and have conversation so no BS that it breaks the internet. Yeah, that might be fun. 最近ね recently I haven't invited on my live stream. Hmm. Yeah. I can think about that. I'm not sure how familiar you are with dating conditions sometimes in the West. I was in a local pub with a friend, and two women wanted to join our table. There was a lot of tables, and it was obvious that they wanted to meet us and hang out together. So we were, sure, grab a seat. My friend went to the bar to order drinks, and the woman sat down. One woman was talking to her friend and was saying, "No man is going to F me around," as she sat down. This is before we had even introduced ourselves. This hard nosed approach is very tiring. Yeah. Entitlement. だから Who do you think you are? みたいな。Narcissism と entitlement. Yeah. うん。まあね、it's not that Japan doesn't have that kind of a woman, but overall mindset here is more like be humble, uh, think about the harmony みたいなね。I get it. I get it. It's not that I'm in the dating, I'm a man dealing with those women, but I hear it and I get where it comes from. うん。で、is it okay for a second year middle school to be dating a second year high school student? ハイスクール dating はね、that's a completely different game. So, so yeah. Pain teaches you lessons, mistakes teach you lessons. Yeah, so if you are not making mistakes or pain, feeling any pain, then how do you improve yourself? Just learn from ChatGPT? ChatGPT tells you everything? I don't think so. Hmm. It's not as shallow as being afraid of being hurt. It's about not wanting to get your money set back to the Stone Age and having to eat cat food when you are forced to retire. Yeah? You have to be hyper masculine to put these women into their place, but at the same time, you will get in trouble here. うーん。なるほどね。なるほどね。Interesting. I can't really comment on American women, but まあ、I see what you mean. Yeah. Well, I see where it comes from. I also know many nice American women, but also I see some super entitled, like what the kind of woman. Gucci bags and designer clothes everywhere in Tokyo. It doesn't seem very humble or the beautiful women look rich. まあ東京はね、セントラル東京。うん、those women are everywhere. You need to get out of Ginza. Just yeah, yeah. You matched with a Chiba girl. Yeah. I think there is a common perception also that women mature faster than men, so it's more of a normal match when they are younger. Right. Yeah, that also makes sense. Mm. Canned food probably tastes better than dog food. I can't say it for sure. I haven't tried. Maybe you can. I mean, if a dog can eat, I can eat too. It's not, at least it's not harmful. Imagine just not dating someone that you feel like you have to put her in her place. Not all American women are man hating hyper feminists. Not all American women are man hating hyper feminists. Yeah. ね。I think so. Especially women. なんかさ、やっぱり social media or media in general try to create battle between men and women, right? So, うん don't be biased. The nice ones you know are already taken. 何うん。まあ、そうね。I think it's time for me to go. とね。そうはいはい。Well, we talked about a lot. Well, I sometimes needed to be a little more careful, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. And then we'll chat next week and two かな? So let me see. Yeah, I think I can do live stream next weekend on Sunday too. あ、なにこれ? More per more perfect? かな? More perfect. カリフォルニアからこんにちは。去年の11月に東京を訪れましたが、とても気に入りました。特に電車が最高。チームラボやカラオケも良かったです。Good night. Thank you, thank you. A more かな ?A more perfect. Thank you so much. And thank you everyone for the super chat. I really appreciate your support. And yeah, I'm trying to, this week というか、tomorrow it's gonna be Monday. I will try to film a next long format video. And then hopefully I can share with you guys in a few weeks. It's gonna be red flag in Japanese women. Yeah. So yeah, stay tuned and thank you for your support again. I will try to create more videos and share more insights with you guys. I hope you guys are doing great. See you next time. さよなら。じゃあね